Hey, good evening. Welcome to Tally the Vote. That's the first time Christy saw that, so
Oh my
you're taking
gosh.
it in. You're taking
We've
it
been
in.
we've been waiting for you to see it all week.
Oh, you guys, that's so funny.
That
All
was
right,
100% Jamie Joe.
Well, actually,
Well
it was
done.
like 25% Jamie Joe and 75% sixth grader.
Well, there we go.
Really?
So I threw it to and said,
She
"Can
did
you
a
do this?"
fantastic job. Wow.
Oh my gosh. Well, guys,
That's fun.
thank you for being here. Welcome to Tally the Votes, Australia Survivor Season Redemption. We're a trio again this week as David is back from the throes of reality to talk about
W-
reality TV. We're
We
glad
are
he's back.
merged back together.
Here
Yeah.
we are.
Our
Together
alliance. We'll let
again.
him in.
We'll let him in. So, good evening, guys. This week had a lot of ups and downs. Had to say a couple sad goodbyes. There's a few blind sides. So, let's just get right into the mix and jump into episode one.
It was such an exciting week though overall, don't you think?
It was
Very
very
exciting.
like, well, as it is once we hit merge and this game, it just
And then
like the brakes are off and
it's like the pointy end. Yeah.
It goes very fast. So Caleb's jump to cut Mark last week has earned him some accolades from his tribe, but Keeley and Brooke and Simon are sent to the bottom. And their game might not yet be kaput, but their alliance name sure is. And the kaput alliance is ready to lie, manipulate, or if need be, blow things up a bit. These silly girls and Simon, I really love them. They're so
so cute, right? So fun.
Every single week, I like Keeley more.
I agree. She's gotten better every single week. She was like my least favorite, wasn't? Didn't I even call her evil at one point?
Maybe, or that could have been Lottie.
Oh, it was Lottie for sure.
It was Lottie. Yeah, I wasn't a super fan of Lottie. I like Keeley better.
Yeah,
they kind of look. They kind of look similar.
They did, yeah.
They have some of the same vibes, but it's like there's the like friendlier, cheekier version of that vibe. So
yes,
yeah, Keeley's been great. I've really enjoyed her. She's going to start out this week by trying to convince Caleb that Ben has said his name. Sally acts as a set of blinders for Caleb, reminding him that this is psychological warfare. Please don't fall for it. Caleb, please don't listen to them. Like, how many times do we have to tell you? Don't listen.
I don't know, but Caleb, I just can't believe that anybody on either side would ever trust Caleb. Like that's the last person.
I know,
but the amount of times, I would never have my fate sitting in his hands.
I just feel like maybe Caleb, because we get to see Caleb's thought process a little bit more than they probably do. So maybe we can see where he wants to move in the game a little bit. I don't think that they take him so seriously. I know that well, we can't really trust him, but I don't think that they take him seriously.
They don't take him as seriously as Ben takes himself, right?
Can anybody really?
Ooh, Benny. Ooh.
Yeah, he is a big on himself this week.
Like out of nowhere for the whole game where there was weeks where like, oh, that one guy, what's his name? But now he's
like you said, you pull a little bit of hair out of his eyes and he can see, and now he thinks he rules the roost. So
yeah.
Ben and Jackson, they're getting to be pretty like thick as thieves, and they're debating on whether it's best to continue hunting returnees or not. Ben thinks it's the best course. And Jackson believes that having a common enemy is the key to having a strong ally. I don't think he's totally wrong there. Ben refuses this thought process, which leads Jackson to speaking to the returnees, and Brooke suggests that Jackson and Ben should join them. Jackson he was really interesting this week because there was a few times where you're like, a little bit like, try a little harder, just a little bit harder. But then he has these little moments like this where he's like, hey, you know, what an elegant way to say we need a meat shield, dude.
I feel like honestly, if this season had been all new players, I think Jackson would have done really well on his own.
I think he
Because
might have.
I
Mhm.
don't think people took him nearly, like not that serious, and because he is kind of goofy, right? But also
Yeah.
he is a little bit strategic. He's not veteran. I've been out here 100 days serious,
No.
but he had something that maybe some of them didn't have. Definitely Ben did not have it.
Yeah, I think that Ben runs along the lines of being a little bit annoying and a little bit pushy, and I don't think Jackson feels pushy. I mean,
Right.
maybe it's because he's not really ever completely in the lead. You know, he's the wingman, I think, more than anything.
Oh no, but he thinks he's main character.
Ben does.
Ben does, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, Ben absolutely thinks he's the main character
And like
of all of it.
and he's like, oh, we got Mark out, that was amazing, and now we're just riding high, we're gonna pick these
Yeah,
guys off one by
I'm gonna do a
one.
bunch more impressions.
And he really thinks he's playing a brilliant game. I think he
Yeah,
says that word brilliant at some point. Anyway,
Yeah, he's buzzing for sure.
so weird.
We're gonna go into the first challenge of the week, which was the IKEA meatballs challenge. And let me tell you the speed in which I grabbed my phone to take a picture of this so I could send it to my friend and be like, look, this is totally us at IKEA, like screaming about the meatballs.
But you know, like another food reward this week, it's one of those, is this really a reward? But then we have to remind ourselves that they haven't eaten anything, they haven't had any protein, they've had the same flavors, they've had zero seasoning.
But I mean, they get all of the IKEA best num-nums. I mean,
they do, and
the jams.
They get all the sparkling juices and wine. Wasn't there wine too?
Sure was.
So you go like, they're taking care of you.
Yeah.
They just need to throw some like chocolate in there, some chocolate bars, because they got good those. And
they sure do. And then an emotional support octopus, which I got from IKEA. Just
did you?
Know.
Okay.
Yes. They have lots of fun stuff there, and I think I would have been really pleased to see that as a reward for myself. I was pleased for them, so of course I would have been.
I'm not a fan of the IKEA meatball. I would not ever willingly eat the IKEA meatball, but if I was on that island, I bet I would be killing those IKEA meatballs.
100%. But it was super. Go ahead.
And you just wouldn't be picky at that point. You're like, it's food. No. I'm eating it.
You did see how they were like, oh, we have the pork meatballs, we have the chicken meatballs or whatever, and we've got the veggie ones, and like they show up like no one's eating
the non-meat meatballs.
But that's okay. You can save those for the end. They're still good for you. Those are protein and good stuff.
Mix them in with the other ones. Who cares, right? So, okay, on this challenge, we've seen this one a bunch of times, right? Like we've seen this quite a few times where they all have to hold on to the thing in the middle, and then you have to balance the little sticks. Was it twice they had to start over? Yeah, where they had the little.
Was that the blocks? No,
not the blocks. They were like pegs. They were all standing.
Oh, you mean
around,
they're holding
divided into two teams?
Yeah, it's like wheels of a spoke. Everyone has a wheel of a spoke. Spokes of a wheel.
And then everyone's holding a rope. Yes.
Yeah. No, this is one that they do quite often. It's a good one.
Like we've seen it.
It's a good teen challenge, but this was usually it's like putting blocks to like spell something, or I feel like. And we had with cylinders
like different versions of different versions
something
of
you're balancing.
Something.
But these little cylinders were tough.
Yeah,
because very hard.
Annoying.
2 tiers plus the center up high, and like and
had to work hard for those meatballs.
And if any of them fell, you had to start over. It wasn't like the ones that stayed could stay, because. How do you
they didn't
reset?
even have they didn't even really have a place to sit in. You know, they were just like
a little recess part. Yeah.
So while they're all enjoying their meatball reward, Simon continues to try to convince Jackson and Cameron that they need to work together. And in fact, he puts a offer on the table and says that he is willing, if they go to rocks, he's willing to take 2 rocks, should it come down to that, as a way to persuade Cameron to join him. Was that worth it? Like, I feel like Simon just like obligated himself to a big thing for something
because he knew that the rules didn't allow it, so he could be like, oh gee, I'm sorry, I would have kept my word.
So he's doing exactly the thing that Jackson and Cameron are saying, which is like, you don't ever keep your word. Like, shut up, Simon.
But also, he said for the first person who steps forward to but they didn't do the thing he needed them to do, right?
No.
So why would he have to then follow through? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the part.
Well, I mean, eventually he did do what he wanted. Kind of, he betrayed the group and came over.
Right.
Yeah,
so.
but that was way later. It wasn't at that.
Well, yeah, but I could see if I was Jackson, I absolutely would have said, "And you owe me."
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, but here's the
because
thing,
you like have that issue then if he doesn't honor it, right?
Then you can hold that above his head. But the thing is that Simon is. It's funny because it's easy to forget watching it that Simon really actually is not a trustworthy player. He's just not.
He'll do anything. Yeah, but he does it with the charming smile.
Yes.
And it works on you for a while.
It does. You know? It does for a minute. Even as a viewer who's seen him play before.
I have to give it up to him and Brookie, because both of them, the last 2 vets, and both of them used things that no one would have thought of to use as a bluff. You know what I mean? They're really trying to scramble and make their game. And boy, just the way they hung in there, both of them, just trying to find any little thing
that they can.
Any little thing. Yeah.
And I mean, the reality is it is Simon's 99th day in the game. So he is willing to do about anything to make it to 100 days. And thus begins the Keeley and Brooke plan to assemble the fake idol, which I think was so much fun when they went and hunted down the chain from the well and did everything they can to make it at least somewhat believable as a real idol.
Now,
but
question.
Yes.
Later on, it comes to figure in prominently. But do all the idols look exactly the same? Like, why couldn't they look slightly different?
They do.
As long as they have the main component.
And this, it's like once there's an idol, like they pretty much all look the same. The few exceptions we've seen is like when they had the cookie idol. I think that looked a little bit different, but I think that all the idols in that season matched.
I think that's lazy for Survivor. I'm telling the producers right now they should edit that, because by making them all slightly different, you allow more gameplay, more bluffery.
But I think that's why they put that emblem on that box to begin with. So here's the emblem.
100%.
Except there's a tiny difference with the emblem where rather like the image is cut out rather than being like embossed or whatever. And that's it. That's the only difference. Otherwise they look identical, which is just a little bit of wiggle room for a keen observer to say, wait a minute, that's not real, which kind of does come into play.
Yeah.
So they're putting their pieces together. They get the chain to make it look as real as possible. And then they have to head off to the challenge, which is a crossbar endurance challenge. Now, okay, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but usually don't you think the endurance challenges kind of like tend to be better for the smaller fit person? Like usually the smaller girls last a really long time in endurance challenges. The little guys do.
But this one was pure upper body.
It
was all in the shoulders.
Yeah. It was kind of cool to see one where there was, and this proves that everybody had a chance, because down at the end it was Simon and Laws. I mean,
And
like
Laws.
very different body type and muscle groupings, and
Right. And
yeah.
she hasn't been the weakest link, because obviously there were some earlier in the season that were weaker than her, but she's been a solid player, I suppose. But like, I didn't think she had that in her. So
Yeah.
that she went longer than Brooke on it. Whoop.
She did, and she tried to get Simon. Did you think he was gonna back down and let her have it?
Oh,
No way.
Well, he had already pitched to her the whole it's almost 100 days and blah blah blah, and the way he was doing it was like he was finding any reason, just one more day, because then tomorrow he's going to make tomorrow's a beg will be different, be another reason. But it seemed like that, and I thought, if he does, I'll give you the next one. No, you won't, because you'll vote me out tonight. But I didn't call for that.
And also, I was sitting there getting a little bit frustrated, because she's like, let me have this one. It's like, if I let you, and then she says, well, I'll give you the immunity necklace. Let me have this. I just want the win, but I'll give you the immunity necklace. You're not going to have the win if I quit. That's not the win.
Right.
That's not the win.
It was a very weak pitch.
Yeah,
yes,
she tried.
Yes.
She tried.
She did what she could, but Simon hung in there.
Especially in a game like this where I don't know what we want to call this side. This side is like the newbies, right?
Yeah.
They are all so obsessed and clamoring to make a move. I have to make my resume. I have to make my move. It's a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs on that. Well, they're obsessed.
But if you look at that group, they're not wrong. They really do need to make a move, because anyone who's made a move that wasn't a return player is gone, with the exception of Keeley.
Oh yeah.
There's nobody who's made moves sitting over there. Like, there's Sally who's won challenges, but there's no one who's really made a move short of Caleb.
No, the only move they have to play for the newbies, they can't join with the vets, because if they do, they can never get them out. Therefore, they can never make a move, because that's the only move to make in this game right now that's left.
It feels almost as if they're like panicking a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little panic under that, and yeah, it's making it a little sloppy, a little desperate. Unfortunately, we don't have anybody in that group like we did last year, like somebody like Miles, who's like, you know what, let's go. I'm gonna just throw it all caution to the wind and do something wild and see if it works. They're still trying to be pretty calculated, and honestly, they're not having much luck finding.
Well, they're being
like idols either.
They're well, I don't even know if they're hardly looking, except that they're following around other people who are looking to make sure they don't find one.
There's a lot of babysitting going on.
So there's that. Then they're being led by someone who thinks they're the greatest, but is not really the greatest. So like, they just think Ben's got it figured out. I don't know.
He's the leader. I'll hail the leader, right? Well, they head off to their tribal, and Brooke is kind of watching and determines that they definitely do not have Cameron on their side. So they go, okay, all right.
But why? Why do they say it? Is that
because there was eye contact? The eye contact and a few sentences.
Brooke is very good at reading people, though.
Yes, she's usually the first one that spots it. Is all like, run, we got to ditch Laws now. She's usually the one that spots it. So they don't have Cameron.
But wasn't Cameron wearing Sally's jacket? Was that this one?
Sure. I'm not sure.
One of the episodes, they're at tribal and they're trying to see if Cam's with them, and he's literally wearing Sally's like bedazzled pink jacket, and they're like, he's wearing Sally's jacket.
That might have been that one.
He's not voting with us. He's wearing Sally's jacket. Like, they're
like
real
it's a letter jacket, like steady.
Yeah, it's like so yeah, she's
they
said something like newbies, like amateurs or something like that.
Yes. They spot it. It's enough for them to know. So she makes a good show about taking out this fake idol and putting it on.
It was a lot of blanket play.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it under my way down in there.
I kept wanting Jonathan, or I wanting David to say, what's going on under the blanket, guys?
Yeah. Hey, 2 feet apart. What is this? The second date?
Come on now.
Yeah, it was and then there was the whole, the big production of it, and then like she made sure to like quickly, give it a little kiss and then throw it down into her hoodie, and oh yeah, I've got this idol. But what's great about this is it pans over to Mark in the jury seating, and Mark like can hardly contain himself.
Oh yeah.
Right.
So he's so excited about this.
So excited. I mean,
he is now the viewer.
Well, Keely's his girl, so I'm sure he thinks Keely learned everything from him.
Learning it all. And Cameron is busy pleading with everybody else. Do not change the plan. He's not wrong. Don't change the plan. Jackson kind of doesn't believe that it's a real idol. And
he clocks it. And
he's like, we don't even know if it's a real. I don't think it's real. And then Keely takes out her real idol and puts that on. And then when it's time to play them, Keely plays hers for Brooke. And it's good that she does, because the count would have sent her out. But in the end, it is Blanche that takes the fall. And she's the
because
second
Simon
member.
is a moron.
Right.
Because Simon has written down Brooke's
name. Yeah.
Simon. Oh, Simon.
I want to speak about Keely. So they go to play the idols at that moment. Like, Brooke doesn't tell Keely what to do. She's just like, and Keely's like, thinks on it.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, like that was completely her move. She made the decision based on tribal, and she's looking at people where she's going to play the idol, and she got it spot on. So good for her.
It was another moment. It was just another moment that, like, I know that this woman is cemented to be a return player herself. She is.
Yeah, I think so too.
She is so Shawnee coded. Like there's so much that reminds me of them in personality wise.
But you know what? Shawnee was a little snarkier, a little snottier.
Maybe, yes.
Do you know what I mean?
And then the playing the idol for the returnee, like there's just so much there where it's like, girl,
where everybody, all the other newbies all want them gone, but she's literally saving them. It's fantastic.
Yes. So that's why she gets to be a part of the cool kids gang, like she's the runner. So yeah, it saves the day, but now
Blanche
things have changed.
And there was somebody made some comment earlier in the episode about how Blanche didn't know anything. She doesn't even know what the game is. She doesn't something.
I'm sorry. Did you catch that when Blanche said that the Caleb move to take Mark out was actually her move?
Yes,
she started the get Mark out train on the second episode.
Right, because at some point she was the first one to say, we got to get these returning players out.
Yes, that makes it your Mark move.
Out.
You're right.
Therefore, in 25 days from now or 30 days from now, you're right. That was your move. No one else would have come up with that idea ever. No, that was funny. But someone did say that she didn't know what was going on in the game, and I think that was either Ben or Jackson. So clearly they were fine. They were fine with sending her home. So
see you later, Blanche.
Bye, Blanche.
So after tribal, the next day, Simon wakes up, and it is
interesting
day 100.
Enough, before we move on, I just want to make one observation.
All right.
Had Simon remained loyal, the subsequent events of the next 2 episodes do not occur if Ben is gone. So Simon really was the ultimate architect of his own demise.
As per usual.
But I'm saying at that moment when he made
I mean, I think he's good with it, but if he goes back and watches, he'll see that.
He'll know the moment it all went wrong.
That right there. Yeah, that was it.
That was it. So and then if you look back, it's like Mark's moment really was sealed the deal when he for the last time pushed Caleb into making a decision that Caleb didn't make. Then Simon's moment was writing Brooke's name down.
Yeah.
Tough luck, buddy. All right. So Simon wakes up day 100. And then there is an epic thirst trap montage to celebrate his Survivor career with slow-mo like slow motion, like oceans, and it was a whole thing.
And you go, oh, he's going home.
And this is the end for Simon. No, it was a really nice montage. It wasn't instead of a montage of him being a buffoon or saying something silly,
or the cookie idol.
Yeah, it gave him some credit, like happy 100th, Simon. Here you go. The producers love you. It was cute. And then Brooke and Keeley prophesize his gloating, and then he absolutely fulfills it.
Oh my God, with the exact same words and the exact same way they said he was going to do it.
It was so sad. I was so,
it was so perfect. I have to wonder if production did go to him afterwards and go, just say this because we think it'll be cool.
That's good. I wonder.
Yeah, it is just, but I think it's that he's just not predictable. Like, I think that Simon's ego is so predictable. It's part of why George was always so amused as being annoyed.
I feel like Simon, he has that like puppy energy, right?
Yeah.
He's very excited. I don't know that it's gloating is in that he is literally so excited at the thing that someone else is going, cool, it's not that cool. You know what I mean? Like he just opened.
I've got that friend where like you just you can't help but love that person, but also you want to be careful about how big of a compliment you dish out because you're going to hear it for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
It's going to be brought up consistently.
So I don't know that Simon was gloating like in that arrogant Ben way that he would kind of.
Right. Just the Simon way.
He's very excited for himself and his place. I think maybe he's had a little imposter syndrome or a little, I don't know that I'm one of the best players. And maybe he is, maybe he isn't, regardless.
He was on a redemption.
He was.
So who else has 100 days?
Shawnee
for sure.
Yeah, Shawnee.
George?
I don't think that George made 100.
I don't think so.
He got cut before 100.
It's
a short list.
Does David have 100 days?
Maybe.
I don't know.
And
he does now because the host.
Yeah.
Oh, he definitely does now. He doesn't. There was somebody else. What's his name? Tall blonde guy. Goofy, always laughing.
Oh, the Joker.
Jordy?
Not Jordy.
He didn't play 100.
The other guy, Luke. Does Luke have 100 days?
I don't know.
He might. Anyway,
no, we'll look it up and let you know.
But I hope that Simon understands that that the fans do know him. He is part of Australian Survivor legends. So
I mean he's in Survivor royalty. He might be the court jester, but he is still.
And I hope he can that's good enough for him. He's done a good job. That'll do.
But the thing is that Simon wrote down Brooke's name. So now Brooke is concerned, rightfully so, about his plans going forward. And she confronts him about it. He basically says exactly what she figured he'd say. She's not buying it.
Yes, but at the same time, they didn't tell him their plan. And for him going to tribal, he thought, I can vote with these two, and one of us is one of them is going home. Or I can buy some goodwill with some of these people that because maybe I won't have the necklace next time. Right. And then
I think it boils down to Simon is not, and this isn't actually a judgment against him, because I think we'd all feel like we don't know how we'd feel given if we were in that situation. But I don't think that Simon has the grit to have some faith in a risk. And it would have been a risk for him. In his mind, it was probably really risky to stay with them. I think he thought he was jumping a sinking ship, and it was like a last ditch effort to not be on the chopping block with these guys, like you were saying.
Yeah.
But his response, she said that his response is going to be like, well, I had to do it because, and that's what he gives her. But she also knows that where some people really do move mountains in this game is because they have the loyalty, but then when it comes time to take that risk, the loyalty pays off. They know they can still trust them, even if they're not let in on every detail, because and again, it's easy from this point of view to say they literally told Simon, don't worry about it. We've got this figured out. We're not going home. But he didn't trust that the move was going to work.
But why didn't he ask them how? What are you planning? Like, and
but once he saw they had the real idol and the fake idol, he should have
known. He had immunity.
Should have. Yes.
He had immunity.
So he should have just stayed back and said, the worst thing that can happen is one of them go home. I'm going to stay out of it.
Right.
There was no reason to jump. He could have always jumped at the next tribal.
But he thinks that.
Well, he thinks they're not.
I've got to get in there. Yeah.
No,
I got to get in there with these guys.
I'll make them look. It won't matter because they're not going to go home. Clearly, they told me they have a plan. So I'll give them some goodwill.
Simon's very wibble wobbly on his.
I mean, ultimately, it kind of does work and pay off. Him saddling up to Jackson does pay off eventually. Thank God. You know what I mean?
A little bit. But
because
for one
for one move, but this entire game, he's been trying to pull Jackson over and keep Jackson. I can control Jackson, right?
Yes. Well, and that's just it. He spends a lot of time with Jackson, like reminding him that I love that he said, you've got to take a risk. The same guy that's like afraid to take a risk. You've got to take a risk. You have to make a move. This is your chance in the game. Ben is your biggest blind spot.
When he stopped and looked at him and said, I have, and I've decided it's Brooke.
Yes.
Right?
He was so annoyed.
Simon.
He was so annoyed.
Thought he could, he totally was getting angry at Simon, so I didn't think he would ever, but
I have to digress just for a second because I looked it up, and King George has played Survivor 3 times.
Did he do the 100 days?
Brains versus Brawn, Heroes versus Villains, and Australia versus the World, and he has 99 days in.
That's what I thought. I thought that was a whole thing that he couldn't do the 100.
Yeah.
Which maybe might be one of the reasons Simon wanted it so bad. Because now when he goes, oh, Simon, he'll be like, 100 days. One more day than you. What else does he have? He doesn't have a win.
Yeah, good for him. Whatever. Yeah. So, okay. So now we're going to jump into the challenge, which even though barrels had nothing to do with it, I'm calling it balls and barrels because it's literally what they said when they walked into the challenge arena, balls and barrels. So, one of those things where you to balance the ball and move it down the plank and get it to set into its spot. And it looked terrible and hard and horrible. So frustrating.
It's nerve-wracking to watch. It's like you start to get anxiety watching them play.
Yeah. And Keely, again, embodies my brain entirely when she goes, there's going to be a lot of swearing.
Yes, for sure. and the way that everybody's balls would just get there and they would just kind of go, they would not go in the hole.
Yeah. It was very frustrating.
It was maddening. Why is it so difficult?
But
why want to go in the hole?
I don't know. There's a rim there that keeps it from going in the hole.
But you know what? We are all the winners. Even though Simon wins this challenge, we're all the winners because Simon did his best Michael Scott impression and tried to give everybody an inspirational speech, to which Sally's eyes and face could not have contorted
they
more.
Were laughing. Ben was laughing at him. And I was
Simon.
Ben.
It was a whole mess. The whole thing. It was so awkward and uncomfortable.
I mean, Simon was just being Simon. He didn't even know they were laughing at him. Whatever. But the big pantsery of Ben as he just continues to become too big for his britches.
Well, back at camp, Ben is trying to work out the numbers on how to split the vote on Brooke and Keely. And then he tries to convince Kaput that he's working with them. And he thinks, boy, did I school. They bid it. They took it. They believe me. I'm the best.
Easy. I don't know why they
don't buy it for a second.
They're so dumb. They believe me every hook, line, and sinker.
He
kept doing the they can't stop me.
Yeah, he was
right.
He's on a roll.
He's
he's kicking their butts, man.
Yeah.
So he's running around the island doing this, and then Simon is back to pushing Jackson to cut Ben.
Jackson really
pushing too hard.
This dude really.
And then Cameron is starting to go, maybe we should cut Ben. You think, buddy?
Okay, so at this point, I want to ask you, what is your guys' opinions of Cameron?
At first I thought Cameron had really good instinct, and I thought, ooh, he could be like a sleeper, right? No, I think that he has instinct, but he doesn't listen to it at all, and that's a shame for him.
It just flies out of his mouth. Like he blurts it out.
I thought he was going to be a smart, savvy player.
Yep.
And I was woefully incorrect.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Right? He's kind of like he does get things right sometimes, like you said.
Yeah.
But like he doesn't, I don't know. He's not a great player.
He can clock vibes. He can clock when something's off. He's got a good reader for that, but he doesn't know what to do with it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Pivot.
He cannot pivot.
Can't pivot that.
Yeah, I was just kind of like, there was a couple times these 3 episodes where I was like, Cameron, dude, come on.
Cameron.
All right, it was not just me. Okay.
Nope.
By the way, Brooke has 100 days because she had 92 going into redemption.
Yeah,
so she's got 100, well over.
No celebration for Brooke.
Yeah, how do they not mention it? How do they not?
Oh, because they're going to make a big deal about it when she wins the game, and they talk about.
There it is. Yeah. Let's do that. So okay, now Kaput decides that because these clever cheeky girls decide that, well, whatever. Let's just go with Plan B, which is Ben, or Plan C, which is
Cameron.
I love that. And at Tribal, Ben does his absolute best to pull Simon in with his eyes. Ooh, the eyes. But Simon, it doesn't work because his eyes are busy reminding Jackson that he's got to take his shot. And his persistence finally pays off because with a vote of 5-4-2, Ben is the 3rd member of the jury.
Okay, were you not just like this? I watched all 3 episodes today. I was literally watching them at work, and I had my headphones in, and I was quietly like, her. I was like, to see that, because you just thought after Mark's gone, I just thought we're gonna see the demise of the next 2. And no, here we were 2 more episodes in, and they made it, especially when things were looking so dire for Brooke.
Yeah,
you know, and they're both. So I was so happy at this moment right here. Okay.
Yeah, no, it was great. I really enjoy seeing complex emotions as a result of decisions in this game. You see them every once in a while. It's just they're just so compelling. You know, where this whole episode, Jackson is getting like so frustrated with Simon, and I think part of it is because he's just annoyed by Simon in general, but I also think it's because he knows that he can't win against Ben, and that probably pisses him off because I think Ben is his friend, his closest person in the game.
I think what he got mad at Simon for was because he realized Simon was right. What Simon, it ticked him off that Simon was right and was going to get his way, but not because Simon was going to think it was, you know what I mean? He was going to know he was right.
That's what I mean. It was so many, like, I think there's just so many different emotions that went into it, and you could see it on his face, like after Ben, says goodbye, when his torch is snuffed, you can just see it on this kid. It is weighing on him.
Oh yeah, he didn't like doing that, but it was like, do I take the risk of him cutting me before the end, or him beating me at the end, or I gotta take him out? He's my ally, but I gotta take him out. So yeah, it was really brave of him, and I'm glad he had his, and it was a move.
I thought it was smart. I thought that was a resume move right there, and had Simon not been a moron, well, It could have been the move of the game.
It was a good move. It really was. So we are going to just pause for a second and take a 5-second break, and then we're going to jump back into the third and final episode of this week. All right. Now, the next day, we're going to focus in on Jackson. He's feeling a little bit bad about voting for Ben, his best friend in the game. But he's also happy with this move. Caleb relentlessly dogging on him and proclaiming that was not his move. That wasn't your move, boy. You did this. This was Simon's move, and you just did his dirty work. This was not your move. But Caleb, dude, it was his move. It was his guy.
It was his move as much as Mark was his move.
Yeah, exactly. But I think Caleb just really enjoys fighting with Jackson. I think at this point he'll just stir up anything with him because I think he just enjoys that.
Well, because I don't think Caleb hates Jackson, but Jackson is very perturbed by Caleb. You know what I mean?
It gets under his skin.
Jackson's
right?
Like, I don't like that guy. But I think Caleb thinks that's funny. Oh, you don't like me? That's funny. So.
Yeah. There's something, I don't know. There's something really funny about the two of them. But, there's only so much time for the two of them to argue about it because they have to go and play for Survivor Cinema. All right.
Cinema. All the riz of the cinema.
Oh God, I tell you what. But they're going down the list of the popcorn and the chocolate and the lollies, and I'm just like, that is my challenge. I want that. I would be like, I need all of these things. I love myself some good movie theater snacks. They're probably the most expensive great snacks out there. But so this challenge I have titled "Don't Disc Your Partner," and they have a partner. They got to carry this disc through all of these weird obstacles. And then at the end, they have to do this rolly thing that gets them down the channel, which was very exciting. I want to play
that rolly thing was kind of cool. I kind of want to play that.
I want to play this one myself. This looks great.
Yeah, because you could roll it because they were they looked about an inch wide, maybe.
Yeah.
Right. So they had something to roll on, right?
Yeah.
But then how that channel was set up, so guided
I'm thinking you could make this into one hell of a drinking game.
The way, yes, you could. Simon's were lined up so they were all angled the same way, all pretty.
Yeah.
And then they kind of figured out get one in there, just not all the way in, hit it with another one. The next one they were kind of figuring it out,
right? Very satisfying.
They had to get 9, and at first it didn't seem like anybody was going to do anything with it except for Simon, but they did all right.
But then it got really close.
He did get really close.
And Brooke was right there, wasn't she?
She was.
Brooke and Cameron were Simon and Brooke were both throwing at the same time, trying to get that last disc in. But in the end, Simon's team wins. So Simon and Jackson
headed to the cinema.
Win the reward, and they get to take one person each, and so they take Brooke and Cameron, and they give them reasons of you haven't had if you haven't eaten. Da, 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 da.
This he totally screws Jackson in this moment, and I think this pisses Jackson off.
Okay, explain why.
Because they figure out, everyone's kind of figured out this is probably going to be the family letter visit, whatever, not visit, but you know what I mean, from home. And they go, let's take the moms, let's take Laws,
the people that have
Brooke,
kids and family,
because they have kids at home. And Simon goes, oh yeah, because Simon's got to get them. Jackson doesn't, but they're like, let's get these, they got, oh yeah, that's a good idea. So Jackson goes, okay, and he picks Brooke. Or, right?
Cameron picked Brooke. It wasn't Jackson, was it?
Who was Simon's partner?
It was Jackson, because he was the winner.
Right. So Jackson picks Brooke. Why he didn't pick Laws? He picks Brooke, which is some goodwill for them, I think.
Yes. Yep.
And when Simon goes to pick Laws, he doesn't pick Laws. He picks Cameron.
Because Simon can't be trusted. Okay. He can't trust him for anything.
Now, I know that the reason Simon did that was because we need to. We already got Brooke with us.
We gotta get Cameron in because I don't want to go to Rocks.
Yeah, who else could we work tonight? Mm-hmm. We don't want to, because whoever we leave over there is going to be plotting too. We got to pull them.
And it's like a thing that's happening though throughout the tribe entirely. You have two sides. It's split dead even, and everyone's saying that they're perfectly comfortable going to Rocks, but Simon is the one person who's like, absolutely not. We have to get Cameron because we need one more person. I'm not going to Rocks.
Well, it's so stupid going to Rocks.
It's a big risk.
Right. Okay,
it's completely out of your control.
I have to go back to the contest. It was Cameron and Simon that were partners.
There we go.
Certain of it, and the wiki agrees with me.
Okay. Sorry. Yes.
So Cameron picks Brooke, and then Simon screws him over and picks Jackson.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Which makes a lot more sense when you think about it.
So Cameron was trying to do a nice thing for the ladies.
Right.
Yeah, it was just a matter of let's just make sure that whoever goes, because we know that we know that they're going to see family.
Okay,
so pick the people
all right,
as
so
a family.
That even better solidifies for him. There's no way he's going to leave Jackson on the beach by himself. Simon wants Jackson with him so that he can make sure Jackson sticks with them.
Yeah, because he needs.
Well, and he also wants to solidify the betrayal, right? Not give the other side time to entice.
It's bad enough they're going to be, but he probably also thinks the three of them can really work Cam too.
Oh, he definitely does. He just but with him, it's just whatever it takes.
If it was Lottie,
I've worked all this hard to get Jackson in my pocket.
But if they pulled Lottie over, it'd been two they had to convince him, 2 against 2, And
I think that they know that they can't trust Lottie,
or Laws. Laws.
Yeah, Laws. They can't trust Laws. It's pretty clear. She doesn't even really try to hide it, I don't think.
No, because she's had their number for a long time. She hasn't been able to do anything about it. But
and she says things like someone will say, okay, I think we should da-da-da-da-da-da, and she's like, yeah, no. I don't think that I want to do that. I think we should do this. So it's pretty clear that she jumped ship quite a while ago, and she is with the other side. But so they're gonna go to this reward, and we get to see their families and their kids. And I just have to say, all the kids are cute, but Brooke's daughter is especially adorable.
Oh my gosh,
a mini Brooke, right?
Yes, she's so dang cute. They both of the kiddos were so cute, but holy moly,
I was just
so
it's 30. They were at 35 days. They haven't seen
a little over a month,
and they're like, oh, they've gotten so much bigger. And I'm like, listen, I got kids. You miss them a lot. They don't really change that much in 30 days at that age. It's fine.
Okay, but it's still better to hear that than the stupid U.S. Survivor players after 15 days going, I'm so sad. Oh my God, I saw my kids. It's it's been 2 weeks.
If you don't,
technically by the time it's 2 weeks, it's actually been a month because there's 2 weeks.
Okay, but it's the same for them.
That's true. So, but if you give birth or your baby's born, you look at it one time and then don't see it for 35 days, lots of change.
Lots of change.
Otherwise 35 days.
Yeah, I would just tell you guys, I would
after
go
6 months, it's not.
I would go to the cinema. I would be shoving snackies.
Them.
Yeah, shoving snackies in my face.
Eating my lollies.
I'd eat the lollies. I probably would get a little misty-eyed to see my family, but if they showed me my dog, I would be done.
What about what about if it was just the cat?
Nope, I'd be all right. I'd be like, oh, I miss that little fluffy cat. I'll see you later. But if it was my dog, I'd be like, I need to go home.
Wow.
I can't. She's like, I can't. I would be bawling.
That's your emotional support, right?
You're so, oh my gosh, you're so like, you're so sad. You miss your kids so much. And I'd be like, no, I miss my dog.
and if they showed you the bird, you'd be like, F you too, bird.
Yeah, screw you, buddy. Yeah, no, just that the dog would do me in. But it's really cute when Jackson's all like, oh, I'm fine. I have a wall up. I'm okay.
And he starts to get.
But that's a big deal. You know his mom, like, you know that there was like, Mom, I want to be a wrestler.
Oh yeah.
And she says it. She was probably like, God damn it.
No. It wasn't just that he wanted to be a wrestler.
She's probably like upset about this.
He said he dropped out of college to do wrestling.
Yeah.
That's a different kind of like.
Yeah. I mean, imagine your kids in college on like a track to some professional career. They come home one day and go, I'm going to be a professional wrestler.
If they're telling you at 16, you're not disappointed. You're like, yeah. Right.
But I mean, it's kind of the same if they came home and said, I left college to become an influencer. You're like, this is never going to work.
Dang it.
Like, so, I mean, and then it's so great because we get like a couple, we get a couple photos of his wrestling career.
Yeah, and he was
his wrestling persona. What a cute kid. He's just a little stunner, that one is. But I love that his mom didn't though, like, oh, we miss you, we're proud of you thing. Well, that's great. We're all somewhat proud of our children in varying stages of their life, but this was a little bit different because like he said, like I feel like I let them down. Like that's what I wanted to do and I did it, but I constantly feel like I let them down.
Yeah.
And then to get to hear her say like, we're really proud of you, like you always do what you set your mind to and we think that's cool. And that's a big deal for a young man.
It sounded like this was like the first time he felt like it wasn't complete disappointment, right? Like he disappointed him and he knew that, but he'd been working really hard. And then like, to hear them go like, oh, I've done good. Okay.
Yeah.
Because he's
and the wall came down.
Survivor.
Yeah, you're a survivor.
She said, and you're a survivor. Mm-hmm. That was cool. And I'm wondering if she's maybe told a couple people, oh yeah, my son's on Survivor, and they went, what?
Yeah, like there's some excitement. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
she's done something.
Is kind of a cool thing. Yeah, I really liked that moment. I thought that was far more touching than the kids. I mean, like we're gonna miss our kids and we love our kids, but that was a special moment, and I'm glad he got that.
Healing things from the past with your folks is such a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it really is. It is.
It really is, yeah.
And then, you know what else is beautiful? Standing up and realizing that you've been sitting on an idol the whole time.
They all start looking, right?
I thought like, oh, there's got to be something in that jar of M&Ms or something.
Yeah, you didn't finish your M&Ms.
Yeah, they're all looking through the popcorn.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what's funny? They all restrained themselves. Nobody was like surreptitiously looking like during the other people's video, which I would have been.
Were they all just like biding their time? Was everyone sitting there going, something's sitting here, something's sitting here, looking around and
absolutely.
like not saying it? And then when it was like, okay, well, it's time to go. And they were like, well, wait, we didn't look in the plate. We didn't look in any of the places.
And it was under her pillow, under her butt the entire time, which, by the way, is always where the remote is.
But you know what? I thought that was a perfect hiding place because it's the last place anyone's going to look. It's so obvious.
It's like one of the first places I look. I have so many things. Yeah, never mind. It's always
falls out of your pocket.
The remote,
all the time, right?
my phone, everything's
always
there.
Always there.
But that's why nobody would look there.
But she gets caught. As soon as she sees it, she turns to pick it up. And guess who's right there?
Well, because he was looking too.
Mr. Cameron.
You know what she should have done? She should have sat back down.
But I love how she
back down and like started fiddling with her top.
Or like I'm tying my shoe or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's too late because he clocked it. And she looks at him and goes, see, I told you that we should be friends.
Yep. Okay. So like how
and what do you say to her later? I really like you, but I hate your gameplay, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah, because it keeps messing with his gameplay. That's why
messing everything up for him.
So you know how we've said before, like the producers like to influence the game or whatever, and sometimes in these things you go like, oh, well maybe that was put in the thing. They knew, for instance, if it had been in the Brooks, the the M&Ms, it would have been like, oh, they put that there because they knew Brooke loved M&Ms and that was specifically for Brooke. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But randomly putting it in the couch and going, they could not expect who was going to sit where.
Oh, see, I picture a production person under the couch with 3 different holes.
I really? They're hiding under the entire time.
Yeah,
they were probably getting so hot. Was it like Frank Reynolds? Like they're just gonna peel themselves out of that
it was
couch?
Mike White. It was Mike White. He was under there.
No, he has people for that. That would be him.
He's got a crew.
But he loves the game so much he wants to do it himself.
He has a couch person, okay? He has couch person money.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I don't know. They were not eating nearly enough snacks, I didn't think, but whatever.
I didn't either. Why would there be all that popcorn left over?
I wouldn't have been able to talk. I'd have had so much chocolate.
I think I might have just taken my shirt and like when I was leaving, like take a bunch of popcorn and put it right here. And then as I'm walking, just keep eating.
Yes.
Because they've done that in prior seasons on US. I don't recall it on AU, but can they like fill their pockets up with and then like because they could have walked in like,
I'm gonna say
hey, I brought you some M&Ms.
Simply because they didn't do it, I'm gonna say that.
But I recall it in prior years, but I can't remember if it was
AU
but
I just think
yeah.
And maybe somebody did it, and then after that production went no
more.
You know what? They can still try.
They can share. They're still.
Because what did somebody bring? Somebody brought somebody like a chicken leg or something once. It was like
it's the
Renaissance Fair. Yeah, it was
like
a turkey.
It wasn't big. It was like a wing or something, like a smallish piece, right?
But remember, when it was like a piece of meat. It was an odd thing to bring.
Was it when they won the KFC? And it was George who didn't get to have the KFC. Did somebody bring George?
Oh, that sounds familiar. It might be. I will choose to remember it like that.
And by the way, I'd like to make a motion that we should no longer call French fries fries. We should call them crisps because I just like how it sounds.
Crisps and chips.
Yep, chips
crisps
and crisps.
That's too confusing because we have chips here.
Right.
So what do we do? I want soft chips. You want soft chips or bagged chips? Too much, too hard.
That's why they're crisps.
Too hard for me. Okay. Now, they head on back. They've had their cinema snacks and their idol grabbing. And while that's going on, Caleb and Laz begin to scheme a little bit. And they believe that they could be the next power couple in the game. Laz decides that she'll try to convince Brooke and Keeley, get ready to push that button, David, that they need to have an all-girl alliance.
I was so excited that you brought this up.
Oh, like we weren't going to.
All right.
Yeah, as soon as it happened,
because you know what I was thinking.
What would you have been thinking?
98%.
I think we got to go to 99 now because there's been a lot more that have failed since I made this graphic.
Go back up. The rate's changing.
99.999.
Changing rate.
But
here's the thing. This is the best part about this idea of having the all-girl alliance is that Keeley says that she won't do it unless Laz and Sally drop their potatoes. Who are Caleb and Cam?
Well, which was actually the smart way to play it, right?
I love drop their potatoes. They are potato people now, apparently.
No, honestly though, that's such a clever dig, isn't it? It's such a
I like it.
Yeah, they kind of are potatoes being carried. They kind of are worthless.
A sack of potatoes.
We must eat them now. Goodbye.
Brooke and Cam have a little bit of a sit down and discuss a partnership going forward, but Cam doesn't know it. Brooke's idol is only half an idol, and the other half has to be found.
What'd you think of that?
Boo.
Boo.
I feel like it's been done before.
Too late in the game for this.
Not when you're not at an idol that's at the reward. The one idol that was at the reward that Keeley found was a complete idol. Why would this be half an idol? Come on.
Well, and the other thing is, if you happen to find the other one at camp or on the island, you would have no opportunity to find the other half unless you were on that particular reward.
I don't like this at all.
I do not like.
Christy does not approve.
I do not like this half idol at this point in the game. To me,
looks like a broken wagon wheel.
At this point, with a half an idol, I think if you were going to have that in a game, it needs to be at the beginning when you're not all one tribe yet. I think there needs to be a half idol, one tribe, half idol with the other tribe to make it to merge.
To help
it gives you a storyline.
Well, it helps promote them working together, right? Having to work together.
But so at the end of this, I don't like it. I don't like it when we only have like one returnee really, like that's the only thing she has. Ugh, I don't like it. Not a fan.
I don't like it.
Well, but you didn't like it. You didn't like it because you wanted her to have immunity. So did I.
100%.
Sure, right. But I still don't think I would like it had it been like if Sally or Jackson or Caleb or anybody else got it, because I just feel like it's too far into the game for a half idol BS.
Yes.
It's messy and complicated and not in a way that makes for interesting payoffs usually.
Agreed.
Unless they can find a way to make that happen.
All that's going to happen this late in the game is two different people have the two halves and they block each other. Neither one can use it. Cool.
Right.
Well, unless your close ally happens to find it.
Unless you're lucky enough to have that happen.
I mean,
like if Brooke found half and Keely found the other half.
Sure, that'd be great. But you know,
they don't want that to happen.
I don't like it. It needs to be a full idol. Every time one is played, a full idol needs to be hidden again or up again for someone to gain access to.
Yeah, just one out there. Yep, exactly. Now we're gonna head up to the immunity challenge.
Don't mess with my idols, y'all.
Don't mess with Christy's idols. We're going to go to the immunity challenge, and this one is the teeter-totter block balance, which looks really hard.
I gotta say, the bouncing these 3 episodes were tough.
And now this one was just like stupid. Like, okay, so those cubes, they were like little blocks, right? They were like little rectangular cubed blocks, right?
Yep.
Why couldn't they just put them on the long side?
I don't know. And I'm gonna share some realness with the team.
Nobody tried it.
I actually did not get to watch this challenge because no matter which source I went to, it froze right after Brooks dropped the first time and would not play the rest of the challenge.
I got Daily Motion. I got Daily Motion to work after.
I did too. I was on it and then it stopped.
I did not get it to work.
Not that I've ever been on Daily Motion or any site I shouldn't be on.
I had to fast forward it past. I had to get it past the challenge and then be like, okay, who's wearing the necklace at Tribal? Who's wearing the necklace at Tribal? That was my life.
Okay, and so you know.
And this was happening at this problem began at 6:20 p.m. and at 7 o'clock, US Survivor was starting. And I had to tangle with this until 6:40, where I finally got to play at a different spot. And so I literally finished AU and ran and went pee and came back and started US, which I had paused because it had already started before Tribal ended on AU.
And that
madness.
That had a problem in its feed for a whole different thing, but just these things, I just want to watch my show. I just want to watch my show.
Yeah, I'm just islanding, guys.
Yeah.
And I was like kind of panicking too, because I was like, oh my God, I left that challenge thinking Brooke was not going to win it. So I was kind of excited to see Brookie did it.
Okay, so here's what happened.
Fill me in.
Here's what happened. Brooke was doing good. She was in the lead. Then
even.
They dropped at 5, right?
Then she dropped. And then was it Sally? Who else was
Sally was doing
Sally was killing it.
And then Sally's dropped. And then Brooke was ahead. And then Brooks dropped. And then Sally's was ahead. It was like that. It was like
so much.
Nobody could get it. And people were getting up to 7.
Wasn't Laws there at one point?
Laws got it.
Yep.
When Laws dropped, she never really came back from that. I think that was so disheartening for her because I think she was the first one to get to 7. I think.
And I will say it was not Keely's challenge. Oh no.
Oh no.
She's not good with balancing. Yeah.
And so was Caleb. Was Caleb the one that was like pong?
Yep.
It was like, yeah, this is stupid. Or maybe it was Jackson, one of those guys. Like they didn't even seem to even really be trying much. Like this is just dumb.
Sometimes you get a pretty good feeling for something right away where you're like, yeah, this isn't.
And I don't know. I would be very curious to know, because this is how my brain works on those. Like, okay, so you're standing there. Were those all to the height so that they hit you at the same kind of a range? No, there's no way they could have done that.
It didn't look like there was any.
They looked like they were identical for everybody.
Right. So if you're a little taller, that helps you hold this and helps you reach down. So as long as you can get your balance, but the shorter person can get the balance. But the way they had to hold those is you had to hold each one while reaching over to get the next one.
Yeah.
And that transition part, that was hard.
And it looked like anytime it did wobble, your instinct would be to grab.
Like it was gonna buckle.
Yeah, would be to grab that thing you're building. And yeah, it looked.
And if one fell, you just had to start all over.
Yeah, no, thank you. That would have been incredibly difficult, but our Brooke, she is a challenge beast. We call her that for a reason. And
because only she or Simon has won individual immunity, right? This whole season. Nobody else has.
Sally won the reward with the car,
right? But no individual immunity. But no immunity. Except for
no one's wore the
Simon or Brooke.
The necklace.
The necklace, clearing it out. So okay, now all this talk about going to Rocks is restarting, and they're starting to do all these.
It's so tiresome.
They're doing all these puns. They're all trying to throw in something funny.
He's Looney Tunes about it because he's like, it's never been done before. It's never been done before. Dude, it's not that great. It's fine.
It's been done before, it's not.
But you know what I mean? It's
like gambling. It's rolling a dice. It's what it is. It's rolling a dice.
You think that's why he's for it?
Yeah. And you know what? Like you give us 2 minutes of different, puns and so on. But what was so great about it is not that these puns were worth a damn, but that with every pun that came out of somebody's mouth, you could watch Simon's eyes roll bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah. Start to twitch. Just one.
He was so irritated by it. Yeah. It was like you couldn't help but giggle. So all this rock talking, Simon doesn't want it, and Jackson doesn't really want it. So they tried to convince Sally. It doesn't go far. I think Sally's all like, screw it. I think Sally's at a screw it place because I can't ever seem to win an immunity. I just need to hope that somebody goes. So,
but her name's usually not on people's.
It's the really one that it's not.
People are saying so. Good for Sally. Good job.
Now the newbies, they are definitely setting their sights on Simon, and as a backup, they'll put down Keeley. Laws begins to push Brooke into voting for Simon. She starts to chit chat a little bit with Brooke about, hey, this might be the time you need to cut him.
Yeah, this might be time for the all-female alliance.
It's coming, and we're gonna get rid of all these boys, all these dumb boys. We're gonna get them. And at Tribal, the first vote goes to Ty, so 4 to Laws, 4 to Simon. Then they revote. And it's Simon whose time is cut. All thanks to Brooke's vote. She says,
which is it's the payback vote. Come on. Yeah.
So I'm watching this episode with my new special lady friend, and she has seen Colombian Survivor, or the equivalent. I don't know that they call it Survivor. So she's very familiar with the show, but has never watched US or AU, right? So we're watching it. And first of all, she goes, "You're not watching the challenge about the challenge. This challenge is great." I go, "It's going to end." And she goes, "Why?" Because of the music. And sure enough, it ends right then, right?
You're like, what?
So now they get to the second vote, and she's like, "They're going to go to Rocks. They're going to go to Rocks." I go, "No, Brooke voted against Simon." She goes, "How can you tell?" I go, "She's looking away from him and won't look at him."
And there's like
look at him the whole time.
Yeah.
Yep.
And there's not enough time, right?
Yes.
But it was just funny because she's like, "You really know this show?" I'm like, "I got lucky twice."
Yeah, and you know what? Speaking,
but you look like a genius. Just keep that up.
Keep
like, babe, we got to watch a lot more Survivor because you're gonna be freaked out at how genius I am about this.
and you know, speaking of the music, the last two tribals of this week, the music was
they got the intense
so
drumming,
intense.
the like dung 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 dung.
Oh, it was so good. And they're doing this thing this season that I really love, where they're like at tribal, and then they're chit chatting with John, you know, with David, and then it gets fuzzy. And it focuses in on somebody else who's paying attention to something or pulling out an idol or doing something different. But I love that effect of it going fuzzy and focusing
like making
in
us
on somebody
so we don't miss it, which is great. Also, which episode was it that it was the second one, right? Where they bluffed with the fake idol, as Mark actually said something, and usually they're not allowed to say anything.
Yeah.
And they left it in, and he said, Mark is impressed, right? Or whatever.
Yes.
And that's something, right? Because if they all just heard Mark say that he was impressed, well, you can kind of, that solidifies. I mean, it's duh. If Keeley or if any of them were at the end, he's going to vote for them. But yeah.
Pay attention to all of these things when you go to tribal.
So Brooke's move, good or bad?
For
her.
I think that this is a tough one, because on one hand, Simon makes an excellent alternative target.
Right.
Yes.
However, you can't trust where Simon's going. He's already shown that he could be a detriment to her.
If Simon's not there, she can probably still win immunity. And if she can win one more immunity, if she can keep Keeley safe and tell Laws and Sally, hey, let's keep taking these boys out. Let's do Jackson next. Or let's do Caleb next. Whoever you want.
It does give her a little
girls.
Yeah.
She might be able to run with it, and an all women's alliance could be what gets her to the end.
Gets her towards the end, hopefully. And I think looking at
I would not be unhappy with that.
She knows that she can trust Keeley a lot further than she can trust Simon. And unfortunately, like, Simon wrote her name down when he absolutely did not have to. And that kind of seals the deal.
No, and I get it from that aspect, but just from a pure math standpoint, it's 4-4.
Yeah, she's not writing with the numbers, but I do believe that
it's 4-4. She's wearing the necklace. The votes are on Simon. Okay, and then the votes were on Laz on the other side, right? So Laz and Simon are safe if they go to Roz.
Right.
Brooke is safe because she has immunity.
Right.
That means the only person who can see
at jeopardy.
So the point is, it was 3-1 chance that somebody on the other side goes, and then they have the numbers.
Then they have the numbers, and they can still get rid of Simon the next.
I understand taking
that makes a good point. I mean, that's a good point with the numbers, but I do think Brooke feels like she's, like Christy said, I think Brooke does.
She feels like she can win out right now.
That the girls' alliance could get her a little bit further, but
it would have been. You're right. Based on the numbers, maybe it should have been one more tribal.
Yeah.
3-1, and then they could have gotten out the guys. Boom, boom, and then Brooke activates the female alliance to get rid of Simon.
I wonder if maybe there wasn't. Smart. I wonder if there wasn't something that we didn't.
And look at what they gained with Laws. Brooke could have said, I had everybody vote for you because you guys were going to go to Rocks, and we.
Well, that's it. I mean, we
kept you safe, right? Mm-hmm. But it would work really good on the female alliance thing.
Yeah,
we even kept you safe.
Yeah, I just think I just think tactically it wasn't a great play, because now she has no choice but to try to win out.
And that is really difficult. That's a tough place to be. But there is also the possibility that there was stuff that we didn't see, and maybe a deal was made where it's like, you sacrifice him and you're good for
well, look, if they open the next episode showing Brooke plotting with the girls on the other side, and
then that'll be great.
Agreement, then it's a different deal.
Also, the other thing I thought would come into play was that Cam did see her get that idol, whether it's a full idol or not. Cam doesn't know. And that never came into place. So here they are. Oh, we're going to Rocks. We're going to Rocks. He knows she has the necklace.
And wouldn't he think?
And he thinks she has an immunity necklace.
And he knows Simon's safe. True. Why wouldn't he logically think Keeley is safe too? But can you play it on the second? Can you play it on the second?
No, you have to play it to begin with. Right. But still, I can't believe he didn't tell them we can't go to Rocks. She has an idol.
Right.
Because that just makes it too, and they're willing to play their idols.
So are you telling me that you can't believe the person who, even though he knows things, has never had agency in the game to do anything with it, would suddenly know something?
No,
but why? But why would
I thought he would have blabbed everybody?
Brooke have come out and said, "Well, after the first vote, I have immunity. You voted for Simon. He can't go home at Rocks.
Maybe.
And Cameron knows I have an idol.
Maybe
so one of you are going home if you don't change your vote.
Okay.
It would have been
maybe
that simple.
Maybe it could be the detriment later, but perhaps this move was just an emotional one.
Yeah,
maybe.
I mean, in both ways, she's better off than she ended up being.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean,
now if she gets there, she solidifies her win, right, with this move.
And it's tough too, because if she's looking at, if I can make it to final 3, the only person I'm really worried about in an endurance is Simon.
Sure.
But I think,
and it's always an endurance challenge.
Yes. Well, but I still think she could stand those little peg things
and fire
in their feet a lot better than Simon could. Because there's always that one where they're on the pegs with the pegs in their feet, right? She can do that better than Simon.
But I would bet she was just like, I'm sick of Simon, and he wrote my name down.
Yes, all of that could be true. I hope that she gets to the end, because I'd really like to see her win, because that'd be a great story for the whole season. And I hope that this isn't her.
If Brooke can't get to the end,
move too soon. You know what I mean? Like, she should have waited one more week. I hope if
Brooke cannot get to the end, I pray that a girl Keeley can do it. And actually, the only people left that I really do not want to see at the end is Laz and Cameron.
Cameron, I couldn't handle it. Cameron
like either of them, I would not be. I'm not.
Cameron needs to go.
Yeah.
But I mean,
everybody else, go for it, guys. Run to the races. You guys are almost there. All right. Now, if you guys out there in the listening world have any feedback that you would like to send our way, your own thoughts or questions or what have you, you can send it to tallythefeedback@yahoo.com.
Send us.
Send it our way. You can also find us on any of the socials and listen to us wherever you listen to all of your favorite podcasts at the Jay and Jack Whole Enchilada feed. And speaking of Jay and Jack, we would like to thank all of the Patreons who contribute at a certain level, and they are Eckhart Rickner, Joanne with a Plan, and Ed the Poopy Head Mailman. If you would like to become a Patreon and get all of the extras from Tally the Votes, Survivor with JJC, the Broadcast, Ramblecast, and more, then get on over to patreon.com/JandJack. Okay, here's the last 2 questions. 1.
Okay.
Who had the best game this week?
Brooke.
I'm going to agree, but kind of egregious gameplay at the end.
Okay. I think that's
it remains to be seen, right?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, look, if there's something we haven't, unless there's something we haven't seen, it was not the smartest move.
The editing showed that she had a great 3 episodes.
Yes.
Definitely getting a winner's edit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
And they never mentioned her 100 days, as we pointed out.
What the hell?
That might be a clue right there, right? Yeah. They gave him a montage.
Yeah.
She didn't get a montage at her 100 because the montage is yet to come.
That's just coming at the end, yes.
I could very well see her then being like, I didn't care about the 100 days. I wanted to win. Like,
so how many days are they out there? 38?
No, 47 this season.
Oh, 47. Good God. Okay.
Real Survivor.
So wait a minute. That means if she was and she had 92 going into this.
Yep.
Yeah.
So she only needed 8 days, which means she's going to have
already on like 30.
If she gets to the end, will have 139 days then.
Oh, then she beat Shawnee.
She would beat everybody, I think, right?
Living the dream, Berkey. Yeah. Well, I think that you guys are right. I mean, I agree with what you're saying. I think from what we saw, her week was probably the best. So the second question is, who's going to jury next? Who do you think's next out the door?
I'd say something like, "Oh, I hope it's Cam," but that might be a waste. Like he's annoying, but like whatever. Same with Laws, kind of.
I think it might be. But like if Caleb or Jackson.
I think Brooke is still annoyed with Caleb, annoys her.
Yeah.
So I think it could be Caleb. Caleb or Jackson, I feel like.
Keeley goes home. Brooke's fault.
Think Keeley?
Because they don't have the numbers, and there's no way they can't. Brooke will be able to protect herself, but she can't protect Keeley too forever.
Yeah.
So absent an idol being found, or
the tough thing for Keeley is that she doesn't really have anybody over on the other side. She doesn't have like a number 2 or 3 anymore over there.
Right.
And she told Brooke, "I don't care. I can vote for any of them."
Whoever.
I have no connections. I tried. Oh, I tried too. We tried, but yeah, they could. Any of them could go.
I hope it's not, but yeah, I mean, you make a good argument.
I hope that they can talk Laws and Sally into maintaining females, women's alliance.
Yeah, let's do
Not saying it's true, even if it's just a bluff. And these two girls will do whatever they need to. They will lie, cheat, and steal. They do not care, and I love it.
I predict that will not work.
Well, they might be able to get them to believe it so that they
I'm a
can
numbers
control
guy.
the vote.
I predict it won't work.
I think that they could pull Laws along, but I do not think they're going to get Sally.
If Brooke wins immunity and they cannot vote for Brooke, what is the benefit of voting out Keeley?
Oh, then they may then maybe they vote
Jackson
because they know Keeley is Brooke's number 1 asset.
Sure, but they probably feel like we're taking out Brooke as soon as she loses, but we're not worried about Keeley. We can take out Jackson. I think they would take out a bigger threat.
But is Jackson or Caleb a bigger threat? I mean, Brooke is the number 1 threat, and the number 2 threat at this point is Keeley.
But because she's Brooke's guaranteed.
Well, but
she's Brooke's
Jackson flipped on them too, so he can never be trusted again, right?
Well,
I don't know. I think if they can't take Brooke, I think they try and take out Jackson. I think Keeley will be okay at least.
You think Jackson over Caleb? You think that he's going to be seen as a bigger threat?
That's who the newbies will want to take out. Okay. I think the newbies will want to take him out.
Okay, cage match. Chrissy and I see it completely different. We'll see.
It might be Keeley, but
to see who's right.
I think they still kind of all underestimate her a little bit, and I think that they would be much more afraid of Jackson because he can flip. He can,
yeah. And as we get towards as we're getting closer to. As we're getting closer to the end in the jury's building, now you have to start thinking about who's going to be on the jury and what's their opinion of me, and who does the jury like, and who's going to be the biggest threat sitting next to me at the end.
The
threat changes, right?
Whoever gets Jackson out is going to have Ben's vote, right?
Yeah, gonna get you, Benny boy. All right. So, yeah. Well, I think that it'll be interesting to see. I like that we have two different versions
scenarios.
Play out. So we will be
prognostications,
prophecies. We will be back next week.
Prophesy.
I'm trying to out prophesize a witch. I don't think I'm going to win.
It's not going to happen.
I mean, the good witch. One of those good witches.
One of them good witches. Well, we're going to be back next week. We're going to see which one is right. And don't forget to send us your predictions because we'll read them and then we'll be like, yay, this person was totally right. Kudos to you. Or like, you were wrong. Fools.
Well, I mean, if they email us, they will be date and time stamped. They could give us their predictions.
We'll give you credit if credit's
due. Absolutely.
And please take a quick second to hit like and subscribe. It's just right there. Go for it. Do it. It's just right there. And until next week, good day, good night, and goodbye.